Alright, so I wanted to kind of follow up from my last video on what mobility was and what passive range of motion was. And a good example is some or most people can passively get into a passive range of motion of a deep squat. And how you could do that is, look, most people can probably get right up in there to a wall, get into deep flexion like this, and then get into an overhead squat position. This is what it looks like to lay down and do a full overhead squat. And this is passive, right? The wall is pushing me into deep flexion, and I could just easily lay down and get into extension through my thoracic spine. This is what we call passive ranges of motion. But I'm not controlling this at all. I'm letting everything, gravity do its work, I'm letting the wall do its work. What active range of motion means to me is that you are able to get into a deep squat position like this, and you're able to control it. You're not pulling in like this, or you're not really getting into a cannonball like this, and you're just basically trying to hold on for dear life. No, you can get into a deep squat position like this, keep your hands up above your head, and you can do this all day long. So passive ranges of motion are easy to do. Now, one caveat is, if you can't even get into a deep squat position in a passive range of motion, you are not going to get into an active range of motion of a deep squat. And that means in any position. That means if you can't passively get into an extended position into your shoulders passively, you'll never get there actively. The general rule is, if you can do active range of motion into like very deep and you have normal active range of motion, then you're going to always have normal passive range of motion. But it doesn't work the other way around. Just because you have passive range of motion doesn't mean that you have active range of motion, which is, to me, the definition of mobility. If you want more information, please go to my website at www.drwusportspod.com. And if you want to email me or get in contact with me, my email address is drwusportspod@gmail.com. Have a great day.